Hi everybody, Jeff Yastine here. You know, all those cities that were passed over by Amazon in its so-called HQ2 beauty contest that recently was concluded, well, all those cities are complaining now, but my prediction is that in 5 years, they'll realize that Amazon was actually granting them an accidental favor, and by then, the company will be knee-deep with its own perfect storm of troubles. Now, how do I know this? After all, Amazon has been a great stock to own. Even though it's come back or come down a bit in the last few weeks, the shares are still up about 350% over the last 5 years. But that's how it always is when a company is riding high. We humans have what researchers call a recency bias, which leads us to think that just because a company has been incredibly successful in the past, we tend to believe that it will continue to be that way on into the future. And try as it might, Amazon has a huge, very distracting problem on the horizon, one that poses an existential threat to its current business model, and that is government antitrust action. The idea of the company just being too big and having too much control of the retail market and then having to be broken up by antitrust edict, antitrust judicial orders. As I noted last year, Yale legal scholar Lena Kahn put forth an intriguing question in her paper, which was titled Amazon's Antitrust Paradox. It was published in the Yale Law Journal. And she asked, what if Amazon's vaunted platform business, which even its staunchest retail competitors of all sizes have to use in order to reach the largest number of customers possible, what if that platform business itself was monopolistic and anti-competitive? The economics of platform markets, she writes, creates incentives for a company to pursue growth over profits. Under these conditions, predatory pricing becomes highly rational, even as existing doctrine treats it as irrational and therefore implausible. To me, that describes Amazon's business model to a T. And since then, other media groups like the New York Times and Forbes have picked up the same thread. Of course, it doesn't mean that Amazon necessarily faces an existential threat, except that now it's not just the Trump administration, which has been making a lot of noises recently about taking Amazon and other large technology firms to court over antitrust issues. But also progressives like Senator Elizabeth Warren have also been making similar noises about big tech companies like Amazon becoming just too big and having too much influence over many different kinds of markets. So my point when it comes to Amazon is the same one that I started making 16 months ago. The stirring of antitrust activity, I wrote, goes hand in hand with overheated markets that only amplify the power of a few companies to become too big, too dominant, and in a word, too powerful. When that happens, it's only a matter of time before regulators step in and a punitive breakup of some kind becomes a certainty. And as I've pointed out many times, it happened to John D. Rockefeller's Standard Oil when it dominated the oil market in 1911. It happened to Xerox when it dominated the patents for copiers back in the 1970s, and the company never really recovered. And of course, it happened to Microsoft as well when it dominated the internet and PC landscape back in the late 1990s. And I believe it will happen again here with Amazon over the next few years. And today's HQ2 headlines will seem like a quaint soap opera as the company contends with a much bigger challenge with these antitrust actions. If you'd like to learn more about this, remember to click the link right here on the video for the video description. I'm Jeff Yastine.